Welcome to the Paperless Productivity Podcast, where we have experts give you the insights, know-how, and resources to help you transform your workplace from paper to digital, all while making your work life better at the same time. Thanks for joining us. My name is Steve Gliski, your host, and today we're going to be talking with Washtenaw County about their TrueSign implementation. Washtenaw has been recognized many times as a top 10 digital county. The county seat is located in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And today's special guest is Jeff Arbogast, who is the application specialist with the county. Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you, Steve.
Hey, Jeff, I know that Washtenaw uses TrueSign with OnBase to electronically sign documents. Could you describe the scope of your existing implementation?
The scope covers quite a few of our processes, and we've got, I think, around 100, 110 people using it. The first place that it was implemented was over in our circuit court and our friend of the court and family court judges. The friend of the court generates just so many documents that need to be signed, whether they're orders, recommendations, etc., that setting up TrueSign was a no-brainer for them, since everything is going to be coming from either generated using some Word documents via OnBase or generating through MySys. So why print them out to sign them when we have an electronic way to sign them? We also have got a couple of signing pads so that even the parties would be able to sign them without having to print them out, because for a long while they had to print them out for either the party to be able to sign. Another place is the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor's office has all of their warrant workflow and quite a few of their other workflows entirely in OnBase. So charging documents, bond forms, and anything else that would need to be signed by them is signed in OnBase. And some of it's even now routed over to the circuit court, since they're using OnBase for different things, for the judge to sign, whether that's bench warrants or whatever else. So, and then after the judge is done signing, it's printed in the judge's office and also downstairs at the court office. A third place that we use TrueSign is in our contract signing process. Contract signing used to take forever because the contract had to be signed by the department head, and not every department head is going to be in downtown Ann Arbor. Some of them might be in Ypsilanti, some of them are going to be over at our Zeeb Road location, just all over the county. And if you're going to have to go multiple places to be able to sign before going downtown, it just adds so much time onto the contracts process. So we set up a workflow, set up a contract request e-form, and then we're able to do the full process, including the signing of the document digitally before it's sent out automatically via email to the to our vendors. Those are the three main places we use TrueSign. We do have a few other places, I think, that use it. The city of Ann Arbor has their contract signing process starting to use OnBase. But for the most part, those are the main places, along with arraignments, because arraignments also uses a signing tool that use TrueSign.
Okay, understand. And you host the solution for other municipalities like Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti, and like that. So they all have access to TrueSign as well?
Ann Arbor does. Ypsilanti does not use it at this time.
Okay. And for contract signing, you mentioned you sign it internally, but right now the vendors, they don't actually electronically sign it. Is that right?
That's correct. That is correct. They send us a scanned or fax us a document with their signature on it.
Okay. Well, I know at ImageSoft, we continue to kind of innovate the TrueSign platform. What's got you most excited about the latest version of TrueSign?
Being able to do those external signs if needed. That way, if we wanted to include the vendors in our signing process, we could send an envelope to the vendor to have them sign using TrueSign. Don't even have to use OnBase with this version of TrueSign. We can upload it directly to the website and send it to people that way. There are quite a few advantages. Oh, and also we did have a few issues with an older version of TrueSign, especially with PDFs, and this newer version seems to have solved those from what we've tested so far.
Okay. How about like the anchor signing and things like that? Any other features that you really are excited about for this new version coming out?
The anchor signing is really nice. There was a way to do it in the previous versions, but it wasn't as easy as in this version. And I've also put in an enhancement request, and I know that it's one of those that's going to be executed on, so that you can choose who gets a fully executed document. So if you've got like 5 signers and you want 3 of those signers to get the document when it's fully signed, instead of only the person sending it getting it, we'd be able to send it to them when it's done, when that enhancement's done. So that is another nice piece that I'm looking forward to in the future here.
Excellent.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, it's also 0 footprint, right? So it's going to be much easier for you to administrate as well.
The 0 footprint is nice. The version that we're using right now doesn't require us to set up an application pool in IIS on our servers for it. So the footprint was already quite a bit lighter. Mm-hmm. But you guys doing the hosting part does help quite a bit.
Good. Hey, you mentioned about the contracts and potentially having the vendors sign. Are there other specific use cases how you plan to take advantage of these new features?
Yes. The HR department's shown interest in using just TrueSign itself to be able to do day ones and to do anything else that they would need employee signatures for. Because again, especially with the pandemic, we're really decentralized because anybody that can work at home is working at home right now per the governor's orders. And then we have different buildings throughout the county on top of that. So getting signatures on things can be quite difficult. Also, the labor relations portion of the county is wanting to use it for signing anything from disciplines to letter of understandings with labor relations. And there's quite a few other things that we could think of that we may want to use it for, from public health to community mental health, since it's HIPAA compliant, since it's hosted on the Microsoft servers.
So it meets your security type requirements, and you've got a lot of different use cases. What are some of the other advantages you see in using TrueSign as an enterprise signing platform compared to other signature tools out in the marketplace?
The fact that it's a little bit easier to integrate with some of the other systems with your API. I know that some programs require modules. Like if I were to use DocuSign with OnBase, I'd have to buy the DocuSign module and then have to pay for DocuSign licenses for each person. With TrueSign, if I remember your licensing correctly, it's just a standard fee per month for users without having to buy the module for OnBase.
Thank you, Jeff, for being on the call today. Really appreciate you sharing your experience with TrueSign. For our listeners, we appreciate you downloading this podcast. Thank you, and have a great day. Thanks again for joining us on this podcast. To learn more about ImageSoft, please visit imagesoftinc.com. That's imagesoftinc.com. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe to Paperless Productivity, where we tackle some of the biggest paper-based pain points facing organizations today. We'll see you next time.